at
Billy.
work. I'm like, holy fuck, I gotta keep this one.
Billy, that's fucking nasty. You brought it from work?
What is? Get off my camera, dude.
Oh, let me take a picture, dude. That's
So I'm
so
like,
gnarly.
I'm like,
No, move it. Put it on the table and I'll take a picture.
dude, it's soft, man.
Oh
Oh,
God!
Billy, not near
What
me.
the fuck? It's stuck to your finger.
It has still a lot of like blood to it.
It's done.
Yo, yeah, take a picture of this, man.
So much.
Where are you actually keeping your gigantic piece of dead skin? Though?
That was actually on my coffee table the past few days.
Oh my god.
Because she's like, why do you throw it out?
You've been using it as a coaster. Is that what's happening?
It's how big it is. Yeah, I wish.
Billy,
it was
man,
that
you
big.
keep it for any more days, you're gonna be eating a bag of chips. You're gonna spit a little bit. You're gonna accidentally pick up that dead piece of skin.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Ooh, I
bite
dropped
into it.
one.
It's gonna be a little crunch.
Yeah, ugh.
It's not. It's actually soft. I was
And
really
then
soft.
like-
I didn't touch it.
Oh, you're eating barbecue and all of a sudden you get one that's salt and vinegar.
You can see how bad I'm peeling, but it's actually much better now. My redness is gone. Right? My
I
redness
could
is gone.
peel you right now.
Oh, don't peel them, dude.
Let me do it.
Oh, peel. Oh,
It's
Yo,
floating.
it's in my fucking podcast room now, man.
Throw that Retel, dude.
You put it in his drink, man. Gives it a little spice and flavor.
Oh, Retel, can I put that in your drink?
Get the fuck out of here.
That's a small one, man.
Lou
No.
near you. Lou near you. For memory of Lou.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to the Top Tier Podcast.
Can't believe we're fucking back, man.
This is episode 96.
96.
I feel like every time you say an episode
It's
number,
always
we're
it's always
like,
like,
wow.
Yeah, I can't believe this gong show has been going on for
How-
96 episodes.
96 episodes.
Plus, the extras, the 24-hour streams.
24-hour streams.
Yeah, that's true. That's a lot
And
of.
we still barely have any listeners.
How many we have now? Like 24 or something from what you see?
Putting up the numbers, man.
Nice.
My name is Brendan. You can, of course, find me on the YouTubes over at youtube.com/RetelFactor. You can find this show, the Top Tier Podcast, over at youtube.com/Top Tier Podcast. With me today, Esports Money, Behr
Woo! That's the intro I like.
and Billy for the win.
Yeah,
Or is it Billy the win? Which do you recommend?
dude.
Which do you
Whatever
prefer?
rolls off your tongue.
Whatever rolls off my tongue. Whatever rolls off your for the tongue.
Whatever the Eye of Sauron told you, Matt.
Billy.
We'll get to that reference in a little bit. But of course, we were away last week, right? We missed a week.
I know.
It was very sad, but for good reason. We were away for Billy's bachelor party.
Yep.
And the plan was to kind of our first episode back. We're gonna recap the whole trip before we get into any more any specific details as a trip overall. What'd you guys think?
Go, Billy. You're the bachelor. You gotta.
I personally think it was a 9.5 out of 10. It kinda-
9.5.
always room for improvement.
Retel's like, let me stop talking about. Let me get it about. No, dude, I absolutely agree. It was so magical. It was so fun. It was a lot more fun than I even expected. I was already expecting to have a good time, but that was just to see everyone in such a good mood and just to have everyone together. We're just in LA being idiots in the first night. And
Great
just
night. Great night.
It was just definitely that last day when we came back was kind of like, yeah, right, Billy?
I
You
just
just
burped.
burped.
Oh,
Oh, is it gonna
shit.
stink, Billy? Come on,
Billy, come on, man, right by you,
You're
dog.
dropping your skin everywhere.
Yeah.
You're burping everywhere.
I mean, it's part outside.
how much more of your DNA do you leave in this room?
Everything's in my DNA, baby. You have DNA
Oh
everywhere.
god,
Shit.
I've been spitting on this mic for what?
That's-
96 episodes.
true. These like foam covers are probably so dirty.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Yeah, dude, yeah, I agree. Like the very last day, I felt like, oh man, it's over.
Yeah, it's actually
Wanna
kind of
go
hard
home.
settling back into reality. But after a couple hours, it all kind of sunk in a little bit
Like,
more.
oh,
Yeah.
It sucked too because the day we got back, I had to work, and I didn't have any time to decompress. This is actually today was my first day off since we've gotten back, so it's just
Same here.
yeah, man. It's been an exhausting few weeks here, but all right, I kind of put our events in chronological order. I want to go through our trip
Yeah, let's do it.
front to back.
Wait. What was your rating for the trip? Retel? I want to hear you because you're sick.
Yes.
Don't put that into the factor.
I was about to say, keep in mind,
Yeah.
I was trying to hide and fight the sickness the whole time.
I knew
Yeah.
like right away when we were in the hotel. I'm like, man, Retel sounds so. Retel has a weird voice when he's sick. He sounds like a young, like,
Yeah.
I sound like a
prepubescent teen.
Wow. I think that's my regular voice. I think I sound more normal when I'm sick.
Yeah, yes and no, because it's awkward for you.
Yeah.
It's weird.
What
It's weird.
It's awkward for me. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
I prefer this voice.
But
I'm
I
accustomed to it,
couldn't tell the first or second
that's
day,
good,
but later
yeah.
on, I was definitely starting to like. There's one time
Suspect
we
it.
all left our rooms and Retel started talking, and he just sounded like,
I got another white dude.
yeah, he sounded like a normal person.
And dude, literally the day before I left, I felt it in my throat. I'm just like, oh no, because Chriselle was sick. Like during the week leading up to when we were leaving.
Yeah.
So I was kind of just like, man, I really hope I don't get sick. But it's really hard to not get sick when you're living and sleeping next to a person who is sick.
I mean, you can sleep on the couch. It's a comfortable couch.
No, that's my bed though.
Yeah. Tell me to let his farts out somewhere. But no, props to you, man. Like that would have sucked being honest, especially of like we'll talk about it. I know you have a recap, but it's just like a few nights were like so rocky.
Oh,
Yo,
Or I'm sure that
yeah.
doesn't help with being
No.
sick.
ASAP Rocky.
But it was
Yeah.
like, and the reason why I wanted to hide the fact that I was sick, I didn't want anyone to know. I didn't want anyone mentioning it or
Yeah.
kind of like, alluding to it at all. Is because if you're sick on a cruise ship, they will quarantine your ass,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't be able to, hang out with your friends. Or you won't be able to do all kinds of shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Because obviously, it's such a small confined space like a cruise ship. They really take that shit seriously.
Of course,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah, anywhere you go, hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
like, there's
hand
people
sanitizer
watching.
everywhere.
Like you got to put it on. We probably
Like they don't
you're-
even let you into the buffet like hand
Let's
sanitizer.
do, yeah.
Right?
And we probably like overdid it with hand sanitizer because I know like too much of that is not very good
Yeah,
too.
because it's all automated. You put it out. I'm just like, fuck, man. I had to stand there and rub my hands for like 2 minutes for it to absorb.
I felt like we were doing it so much. I obviously
my
wash
goodness.
your hands all the time, but there were times where we
my
just,
butt's on the floor.
there were times where I just sanitized my hands leaving somewhere, but then I had to enter somewhere and I had to sanitize them
Yeah.
again. It was just
They don't play around, man.
they don't fuck around.
They don't fuck around
But,
there.
yeah.
So that's why I was trying to hide the fact that I was sick. But again, for like a trip overall, yeah, dude, it was like the only thing that could have made it better is if we got better luck with the weather and
Yeah.
wind,
yeah,
and if I wasn't sick.
Yeah.
that's true.
So for those things, I would say it was like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
There
it
you
was
go.
still excellent.
Yeah.
Like it was still. We could go fucking anywhere. We can go to the DMV if we're in a group. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Our group is ridiculous. That's why.
Yeah.
And there was a squad of 20 of us. It was just constant laughs. And
All wearing Billy Club
all wearing
shirts.
Billy Club
Yeah.
shirts.
Little white ladies.
I know Billy was like a celebrity because
Are
he
you
had,
Dude,
he,
I
had,
was, man.
he had the white one, so that
Yeah.
everyone knew he was the Bachelor. It's like, so you're Billy.
Yeah. It was
You
like,
hear-
well, you're
you
part
hear
of
all
that Billy's club.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, it was
They thought we were like a gang. With little did they know we were these nerds who played board games every
Yeah,
night.
yeah. But we're gonna get into it. All right,
right, get into
let's
it.
start with. I got my cruise recap here. I got a couple pages worth of notes. Okay, day one. Day one. This was Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday, May 8th, and we go to the airport, right? And we all this is everyone, like pretty much everyone was on the airport at the airport on the same flight except for maybe like a handful of people.
Only 5 people, so 5 out of 20. So 25, 75% of us, we were on that flight.
all on the same flight, right?
And everyone's like, I mean, even the stewardess is like, wow, there's a lot of people on this going to this cruise. I'm like, oh, it's going to my, and then I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to my bachelor. Like, oh, that makes sense. So that's why she's like,
One thing that I found super amusing is Ben.
Oh yes,
He got
kicked off the
separated.
trip. He kicked off the trip.
it was, I was like, oh,
Like-
Oh, this is gonna go smoothly. So
Yeah.
Ben got separated from his luggage at customs. So you know, like how when you go through customs, right, at the airport, there's basically like once you go through, you talk to the border guard. There's like a point of like
No
like,
return.
no return.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So you walk through. It's like they're sliding glass doors, and like once you go through them, you've gone through customs. That's it. You're basically once you're past that door, you're basically in the USA, right?
or international.
Or international. You're just you're in a
A dead zone.
a dead zone, exactly. And so Ben, I guess he was. So what exactly happened? He went up to the border guard. He did his thing, and he left his luggage there.
Yep. So, yeah, you weren't there, right?
No, I missed
All
it.
right, so it was basically me, my brother,
Because I'd gone ahead at this point.
Daniel, or Denich.
Yeah, I wasn't there
Denchika,
either because I was up ahead too.
Lou and Ben, and I believe there's one more person with us. Retel, you were with us, but you
No,
left,
because
you went ahead.
I went way ahead because I had my Nexus.
And you're like,
that shit.
oh, fuck you, bitches. See you guys
I'm
on the
not
other
waiting in
side.
line, man. Forget that.
So I'm like, all right, that's cool. So we left. Ben was in front of us. I was actually at the end. Ben spoke with the border guard. Everything was all fine and dandy. And then we all congregated at the very end waiting for the last person. I believe it was Lou or Yash
Okay.
to go through. And we're like, oh, everyone's here. Like, everyone has their stuff. Like, yeah, we're good. We just walked. We just walked to the other side. So we were walking. I was carrying my shiz. And then we were just talking. And then Ben's like, oh, crap. My bag. I have to go get it. I'm like, which bag? You have it on? No, my rolly bag. I'm like, oh, crap.
Fuck.
So we ran back. We were pretty deep. We were like halfway to our gate. So we ran back, and he, luckily he found like a really nice like lady that worked there. She's like, like from not security, but she worked in the
Just like the airport.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, I left my bag on the other side. I can't go there. Would you be able to get it? So it took him like around 5 to 10 minutes just to find it.
That is like. If I was airport security or some shit, that is the sketchiest
thing.
shit.
Yeah.
Especially Ben.
Yeah.
Just looking at him.
Damn.
Just looking at
Retel
him,
going
just
in.
talking to him.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what Ben is like to the border guard. You know what I mean? Where are you going to the States? Or,
Well, Ben's a polite guy.
What do you need to know?
Like Ben's
No.
Ben's like the nicest guy
Ben's
too.
super
Honestly.
But if you look at him,
Okay.
it's like, oh man, this guy's like a person of POC right here.
Yeah.
So it's like it was
No,
like,
I think as
ooh.
soon as Ben starts talking, people.
I mean, that's
you
like
know.
I think it's
I'm
our
just
group.
ragging on him.
Yeah, it
It's
took him like
funny.
10,
No, it's
15
funny.
minutes. Like Yash and I were waiting for him. Lou and Daniel were like waiting. Like
It was
in
just.
the States.
It was funny because it was like a South American dude going through an American border,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And he had to fuck something up.
Yeah, of course he did.
So
I'm
we
like,
just thought we'd
ooh.
rag on him,
Yeah.
It's just
So-
it's so funny because like of all the people, it was fucking Ben, the one we make all these
Jokes
about hopping the border.
Yeah. So we're like,
He's the
oh.
one,
Yeah.
the sketchy fucking.
But
bag.
luckily, the lady found the bag,
Yes,
gave it
thankfully.
to him right away, and we're like, "Oh,
That would have been
thank
a
you
huge
so much."
issue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
that
would've
huge
sucked,
issue.
dude.
But yeah, it was good. Like we ended up, all meeting up at the airport gate, and we're like just like, "Oh, yo, what's up?" And like everyone was like,
Yeah.
we saw
Yeah.
you guys there.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice, just everyone slowly congregating into the same area,
Mm-hmm.
and then we all, all the guys, we kicked it off pretty well.
Of course, yeah. Like there were some people that I was meeting for the first time,
like Chris and Phil,
like Chris and Phil, and then of course when we like Garrett and Joey once we got down to LA. But yeah, everyone is super chill. Like Billy is. He keeps a pretty good circle of friends, so we all
no new friends. That's the thing.
Yeah,
But it takes a really hard, long time for me to actually warm up to someone. I'm pretty introverted. If you actually meet me outside, yes and no. I'm like, I am a selective introvert. If I know something's wrong with you, I ain't gonna fuck around with you, man. I'm like, shun you out right away. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know me.
Of course, yeah. No, that was kind of. I expected to get along with everyone just because knowing that, right?
Yeah.
And we did. Like everyone was super
Everyone
chill.
was so funny, dude.
Everyone
D&D
was so
friends
funny,
are funny.
man.
Chris and Phil, I met them. They were really good guys, and
Yeah.
a bunch of your D&D boys were really funny too. Like I was happy because I think I've met Marco before.
Arthur,
Yeah.
you never met before, but I'm pretty sure you met Arthur before.
Oh, I've met Arthur and
But it
Marco
just
sounds-
several times.
And it was
Yeah.
cool to see for me actually a group of friends for you because like I've had online friends too that I got really close with.
Yeah.
Like my friends from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You guys probably seen like my Gears of War videos way back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Like I got really close with them, right? Like to the point of just So just for you to have a group like that obviously you've met them in person and stuff like that, but you were pretty much mainly online playing D&D with them. I thought that was just so cool.
It's actually only two of them. The other guys I swam with. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right,
true.
right,
That's
right.
true.
So, but
Arthur,
yeah,
yeah.
Joey and Garrett. So was that your first time meeting them in person?
no, I met Joey before.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. When we play D&D, we have webcams and stuff going on. And
Right,
stuff,
but like in the flesh.
yes, Garrett is the first time I met in the flesh. I mean,
Okay.
he's an awesome guy. He's super
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
How did you meet these guys?
Marco actually. Marco was the one who invited.
And how did Marco meet them? Is it like some forums you guys go through?
No,
I'm just curious
I
about.
think it was
It's a
WoW
WoW?
or Twitch. One or the other.
Warcraft shit?
Interesting.
WoW or Twitch. I
Okay.
forgot.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, man, I'm
That's crazy, man.
I'm so interested in D&D, man. I'd love to play.
Yeah, we didn't end up playing this weekend
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Joey was dying from and then Garrett was kind of tired from the trip, so we just postponed it to next.
That's right, because one of the things that Behr was saying, like, well, we got to do a D&D session on the boat.
Yeah. I was talking to your boys, and they were like, oh, dude, it's totally possible. We
Yeah.
could do it, right?
Well, we
Like, you
don't
don't need much if you want to keep it quite
Yeah.
condensed, right?
Yeah, the guys are cool and stuff too,
They're-
right?
they're cool
And
dudes.
we have Arthur. Arthur
Arthur's
can make
DM, right?
Yeah, he can make something happen like that if he needed to, but we didn't end up doing that. But that's okay.
Okay.
Continue.
So we made it to LA. We flew down, and then we get to our motel. Now I don't want to rag on Billy too much.
Hey, listen, I've been to way worse in LA. I have.
But okay, we stayed at a Motel 6. It wasn't the greatest, but it was a cheap option.
Inglewood.
It was close to the airport. It was in Inglewood.
I was like on the edge of Inglewood and the airport. So.
And you know, it was an experience. It was so funny. Like when we got there,
it was only Retel. Mind you guys listening.
No,
it was only really Retel who was the most queased out about it.
No. I have footage. Okay, me and Lou, Lou's like standing there. He's like, I don't even want to get into this bed right now, man.
Oh man, you guys are being little bitches, man. All right, I sleep in the sand in Afghanistan.
And like,
there's like camel spiders and shit.
And like
crawling
you go
up my asshole.
Jesus Christ.
Keep going. Sorry.
And like you go in, like when you're in your room, and like you know how like there's a little the deadlock on the door, and it's like, for your protection and your safety, please ensure like that the deadlock is applied locked at all times. And I'm just like,
that was pretty bad, but they paid for the location.
We paid for the location for sure.
Yeah.
And then later that night, so we get in super late. We're super hungry. I hadn't eaten all day. We end up going. This is the first time I've ever gone. We went to In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, me too. That was my first time.
That was your first time at In-N-Out? And so we take the Uber over to In-N-Out. And we got there like 12:30 at night, right? And the place is fucking packed. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's nothing like that's comparable here in Vancouver.
No, that was crazy. Definitely walking in there, I was like, I cannot believe that this place is this lit this late at night. But that just goes to show how good they are at what they do, right?
Sure.
Obviously, I enjoyed it. I've had In-N-Out before because I've visited LA a few times before. But that being said, it's like Ben is the one who probably loves it the most.
Ben is such an advocate.
Ben is religious about In-N-Out. But it was a good experience. I feel like their fries are very like mid-tier.
Their fries are like cardboard. You have to get them fresh out of there.
You have to get them fresh, but
crispy, extra crispy.
And they're only fresh for such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you let them sit for like 5
soggy
minutes, see, because when I eat, I'm like a little kid, so I like to eat my burger first completely,
Dude, me
and then
too,
eat
man.
my fries.
Yo, me
I don't,
too, man.
I don't
The
mix
exact
them.
same way.
Yeah, I don't mix them. So what I did, I was like In-N-Out. Okay, I got my fucking fresh ass burger. I'm gonna eat my burger first.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the fries.
You gotta get them
was,
crispy,
no
man.
good.
So Chris was he's like, guys, make sure you get your fries crispy, or they're gonna get too soggy. He lived in LA for like a few years, right? So he knew that.
But is it soggy when they turn into cardboard? Is that considered soggy?
Yeah, no.
Because they were kind of like they
They
taste
were
like
just
paper.
dry and
Yeah. Not the best
flavorless.
fries though. Yeah.
No, they weren't the greatest. Like the burgers were great though.
They were great.
Yeah.
The onions were awesome.
They're awesome.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like the meat
Some
was
of the
really good.
boys, I know Lou and Daniel, they loved it so much they went right back in line. They were like, "That was so good, I need to go again."
And so like as you guys know, I've been doing the keto diet.
yeah,
And so that visit to In-N-Out was the first any bit of carbs I had in about 3 months.
wow.
And like I was rolling the dice, man, because who knows, I could have shit my pants. I don't know. Like right there on the spot. But it actually, man, I had such. I don't want to get too graphic, but man, I did not have full poop for the rest of the trip.
That's true. Yeah, that fucked me up too. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't the In-N-Out. It was just like we'll get to the cruise ship when we go there. That had good food there, but definitely that was one discussion for you guys listening that we were having throughout the ship was like, hey, have you shat yet? Like, dude, like I haven't shat yet. Like we were really concerned about each other's shit.
Yeah.
So I shat by the second night.
It took
so
me,
after the In-N-Out night, and then the second day, I'm like, holy shit, I have so much food in me. I can't believe it took me this long.
Yeah.
And Retel, I think, was a third night.
Dude, it was rough.
That's fucking insane, considering the amount of calorie intake we had.
And it was just like the amount we ate.
I know.
Compared to the amount I pooped.
Oh, I know.
Such a big discrepancy.
There was some weird
and
shit.
I'm just like, where did it all go?
It's the preservatives in the food or something.
No,
man.
I think it's because there's no greens on the ship.
Yeah.
I'm like when I was looking at the food, I'm like, where are my greens? I need
That's true,
some. I
yeah.
eat a shitload of veggies at home, like a fuck ton of veggies, man.
Yeah.
But I think Behr also makes it could be like a multi-pronged approach, like the lack of greens and fiber, right?
Yeah.
Plus, the fucking preservatives and who knows fuck knows what
Yeah.
is in
They
that
they
cruise ship
yeah,
food,
exactly.
Yeah.
Good food though.
It was. Oh, don't get me wrong. Cruise food was fantastic. We'll get to more in it.
Oh,
But
yeah,
definitely. It was one of those. It was one of those brotherly things where I was just very happy to hear that someone pooped.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that means like things are
It was
working.
like, it was like a high five
I was,
moment. Dude.
dude,
I mean-
I was getting really worried.
I'm at the end.
Like
of the,
Retel especially worried me the most because it's like by the end of the third day and our dinners, our lunches, like we're talking like we were having like double dinners, double desserts, like
yo, Chris ordered 4 desserts. One night.
dude, we were like it was insane. The
No,
amount
that's
of food
like,
we were
yeah.
eating was like too much.
I just get flashes of like Majora's Mask, end of the third day.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't pooped yet.
Dude, it's
The
fun.
moon is falling. It's coming, dude.
But I'm glad everyone did. All was good.
Yo,
It
well,
was
we,
a little rocky. Retel that it splashed back up to your ass, dog.
Oh, no, not well. No, no.
I'll take that as a yes.
did you poo before or after the oil check?
Oh, the oil. So, well, the oil check loosened it all up a little bit. So that's why we'll
Why,
get
who
to
gave
more
you
of
the
that in a
oil
little bit.
check?
Well, it was Denchka, man.
Oh, he gave
Yeah.
you an oil
Did
check?
he give you an oil check?
He wanted to. I didn't let him.
No, he just did it when we were looking, man.
Oh, man. That's some
So
dirty.
for those who don't know, the oil check. This whole trip was very homoerotic. First of all,
It's a little too much bromance.
there's a little too much romance. You got
That's
20
fine.
dudes.
I mean, we know each other so long.
Yeah.
Most of us know them. Like 75% of us know each other for so long.
So the oil check is just it's just like a little finger up the bumhole,
Well,
or,
Make
it's
sure-
or it's like a swipe.
as a swipe, for me, it got
Like
I was
a
a swipe
little-
for the crack.
little-
Wait, did you get the finger in the butthole?
No, I didn't
You
get
got
the
a finger in the butthole?
No, I didn't get his
Holy
finger.
cow.
No.
Yo, down with that hard, man.
Retel got a full prostate. He got a full prostate exam.
I just got the swipe on
It's
the
a, little,
back.
it's a little credit card.
I think
Yeah, I
I
got the credit card.
You got the
swipe.
credit card. Yeah, yeah.
think, well, the joke is the finger in the bumhole, but I don't think it ever really goes that far. At least it didn't for me.
I'm pretty sure.
So, anyways, after In-N-Out, we Ubered there, we Ubered back, except for you guys, Bear. So,
guys-
what was the point behind this? You guys, it was like a 15-minute drive. But literally at like 1 in the morning, y'all are walking through fucking Inglewood in LA.
Dude, it was totally. We're just a group of walkers too, and we just
Yeah.
kind of felt like checking out the area. It's like we're 4 guys together. It's like what can someone really do to us?
I don't know, man.
It's America. They have guns,
America,
man.
yeah.
Well, whatever. You can't be too afraid, man. You gotta.
I know. We would have been fine. We're
It,
people,
it
there's people
wasn't
of
that
color.
bad.
And there's
sure,
people of color.
sure, we
too.
were a few blocks away from Compton.
Yeah.
But things would have been okay. But
Yeah.
and it,
Billy
it was,
we
it was
were
a,
very far away.
and it was
Billy
a
wanted
really
to go to
nice walk
Compton really
because
bad.
we got to like I don't know check out the area and like me and my brother especially we just grew up loving to walk too, especially
Yeah.
because when we were young we'd always walk to school and all that. So
I was just surprised because it was. How long did it take you guys?
oh, dude, it flew by me. It must have been like half an hour.
Dude,
Really?
you
No, it
guys
was
come
like
back at
45.
2:15, man.
But dude, we fucked around. Like we were going to. They were looking for cigarettes, so we went to a few gas
They're looking
stations.
for other things.
No, just mainly cigarettes. No, not other things. No worries. But
Who knows, man?
who knows?
I hear stories.
And then we got back, and then we were just laughing and all. We were probably up until like 5 a.m. making jokes and farting around.
Yo,
in the room.
poor
It was
poor
pretty-
Yash couldn't sleep because you guys kept fucking farting.
Yes,
man.
yeah, but yeah. Well, it was Boris. We made sure to put him next to Boris. First of all, second of
Wait,
all,
so you slept with Roman?
You slept
then?
with
I slept with Roman.
Oh wow,
mainland
really?
China.
Yeah, who'd you think I was gonna sleep with?
Yash?
No.
Your brother.
I mean,
I thought you
probably
were gonna sleep with your brother.
no. I mean, dude, I'm tight with all of them. I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's
I don't
true.
care who I sleep with. So I was like, yo,
How come you
Roman,
didn't sleep with me, dog?
you were in the other fucking room. You're probably bitching about the hotel room.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
these
true.
guys are all like princesses.
Yeah.
I was sleeping with Ben.
Retel needed his debate, man. He needed to clean his ass. But I mean, it's all good. It was really fun. I'm actually glad the way it was because it was kind of like it was a nice little pit stop, and there were so many funny things that happened
It was
in the
it's
middle
a
of the
bidet.
night.
Bidet.
Bidet. Okay,
Yeah,
what did I
it's
call it?
Bidet or something.
Duvet.
Oh, okay.
Like
I'm
a
sorry.
duvet cover.
I call it Dubai. I'm sorry. See, this is how low class I am, guys. I don't have one of the bidets in my house.
He doesn't
Yo,
have the
me either, man.
duvets.
To
or
be honest, I
bidets.
would love one though. I would definitely
Yeah.
love one.
It's
Like
nice.
to clean your ass every time they're jumping in the shower.
course.
Just makes sense.
It's fucking perfect. I
That's
don't
why I
know.
can only poop when there's a shower there because I got
You know, Japanese toilets, they have like a little.
Yeah, so I was in
Little
Macau.
sprinkle up your
in
ass.
Macau, they had it too.
Oh, what? Where's Macau?
It's like it's
No.
right beside Hong Kong. It's like the
Oh.
Vegas of freaking.
Really? Oh, I
of
didn't even-
Do we
Asia.
look like we know about Macau, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually
I've never even heard
Not
of
cultured.
Ah,
it. We're just
do they have them?
Swine.
Do they have them on
Ignorant
Hong
swine,
Kong
dude.
too?
No, Hong Kong's pretty ghetto.
Oh, okay.
Depends on where you go.
Wait,
in
no,
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong's not ghetto. Don't
Yeah,
say
it's
that. That's a pretty. Hong Kong's not ghetto.
It's not ghetto.
There's so many rich ass people in Hong Kong.
It's, no, it depends on where you go.
Okay.
I'm sure.
That's
Any
pretty-
city depends on where you go.
yeah. Like I've been to some really ghetto ass.
Like, I'm sure
restaurants,
around.
I shot in a fucking hole in a restaurant inside the middle of Hong Kong. I'm like, man.
Oh shit.
fuck.
And it's
Some
like
ghetto
not a
shit.
bad restaurant. I'm like,
Dude, what if you fell in, dude? You'd be done. Dude.
exactly. I was like, this is
You'd never find
Dude,
you.
it was. I was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, Hong Kong is supposed to be like that. Just made me. That's dropped to the ghetto. If I shat the shit in the hole, that's ghetto.
You know, yeah, man, we had those back when I was a kid. I remember, like,
Where in Indonesia?
no, fucking in Souk, dude, like on the island. I grew up in the island. They weren't common, but I remember going to porta potties and they would just be like a fucking hole. There's nothing to sit down on.
Yeah. They had those in
There was-
Russia a lot more.
You just
It's
literally
terrible.
stand by the hole and you fucking piss into it.
Dude,
Yeah,
even the
I
worst
remember that.
restaurants in Vancouver, or even the States, the worst restaurants in the States, like not depending on where in the States. There's no hole.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no
okay.
hole.
I was about to say,
No,
yeah.
there's no hole.
No holes. Everywhere's
Yeah.
got plumbing.
Yeah, in Vancouver.
Dude,
like-
Russia's really bad. Some of the worst toilets in the world have to be in Russia.
Dude, Vietnam's pretty rough too.
That's
Before,
true, yeah.
now it's actually much better. I'm surprised. I went there. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh damn.
Well, Vietnam,
So-
don't you guys just shit in the fucking trees and bushes?
Ain't mainland. Ain't mainland.
Oh man, this shit is getting. We haven't
I
gotten
mean-
past day one here.
I mean, I grew up with so many of my Vietnamese bros. Like they tell me about Vietnam
Yeah,
and the
well,
shit that they go
Some
through
days
there.
you have to. Sometimes you have to going on like that.
If you gotta go, you gotta go,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
but then you're not gonna like.
Can't
there's
be
a-
picky
in the
choosy on that
city,
shit.
it's much better now.
Of course, yeah.
But there's still gonna be places.
I'd love to. You know, Vietnam is actually my number one place I want to go to.
I mean, you can.
Like,
Really,
um,
you're number one.
Number one?
It's actually number. You know, for a while, obviously, I was a big weeb, and I was like Japan.
Japan.
But there's something about Vietnam that I really want to go. Like,
I'd
really
like-
want. There's just something.
I mean,
I
there-
watched so many food travel shows I've talked about on this thing, and Vietnam just seems like
I would
such a
love to
cool
hit
place.
like several. I'd love to hit like
Southeast Asia?
Thailand,
Yeah.
Vietnam.
That's what we're planning
sure.
to do next year, possibly.
That would be
sure.
so.
Yeah,
That'd
we
be
will.
cool.
I'll let you guys know if we're gonna
Cool.
be doing.
Yeah,
that.
just rent a little bike and.
My brother was he had to go to a Thai hospital because he was riding his little motorcycle around in Thailand,
Wow.
and he fucked his foot up. I'm just like, that
Oh.
shit sounds so sketch.
Yeah,
You have to be
dude.
careful, man.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Don't. I mean, you're already. Like our dollar like stretches there, so
Right, yeah.
why are you cheaping out that man? Be safe.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted the motorcycle part of the experience.
But I would want to experience a motorcycle for
Alright, you
sure.
gotta
I
do
just
it
not.
then.
I would not want to go like definitely if it's like one of those crazy busy center of the city
Exactly, yeah, I
places.
wouldn't wanna do that.
But if it's like you can get them probably everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So
All right. So, anyways, day 2. So we leave the Motel 6.
Yeah.
We arrive at the boat. So one thing that really pissed me off. So on our day 1, when we're actually on the fucking boat, is we get to, like you kind of like check your fucking luggage in, right? And you,
no, pissed you off.
Yeah, ours was fine, man.
Yeah.
and so you
I was
check.
like, oh shit.
So you hand your luggage to the dude. He's like, okay, and you know it's assigned to your room. So it's like, okay, your bags will be at your room.
This is day 2, by the way.
But this is day 2. This is day 1 on the boat.
Yeah,
But it's day
the
2 overall.
for the trip. Yeah.
Yeah, we should have called like the first day 0 because
Day
technically
0. Okay,
Yeah.
it was day 0, and so
Yeah.
this would be day
Day
1.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we get on the boat. So we first, I guess, we head to our rooms. The first thing because we wanted to whatever
change up and stuff.
change
Yeah,
and
get comfy
get
real
comfy and whatever, and check it out, right? And so Dan's bags are there, Ben's bags are there, Lou's bags are there. Mine, of course, nowhere to be found.
And you were the only one out of the whole
There's-
group.
Out of the whole group of 20, it's like I was the only one. I was like, where the fuck's my luggage? And they're like, oh, it'll probably turn up. So because I asked like the steward, right? I was like, oh, my bag's still in here. He's like, oh, you know, it takes a few hours. I was like, okay, we all gave our bags at the exact same time to the exact same person, but okay, sure, I'll wait. You know, maybe it just got misplaced or whatever.
yeah.
So fucking like later on in the day, it's still not there. Like several hours go by, and so we're like, fuck. And so we're getting ready for dinner. Everyone's getting changed. I can't get changed because
Yeah.
I don't have anything to change into because I don't have my fucking bags. So on our way to the restaurant, right, that we have booked, they have like the lost luggage area. We're walking by. I was like, it's my fucking bag.
We didn't even know the lost luggage area was
I don't know,
coming
we're
up.
we're just walking.
Yeah, we
Where
just
the
saw
fuck's
it.
our dining room? Oh shit, it's your bag.
It's my fucking bag. It was like, and like there wasn't that many lost luggage, but it was like the run like right dead like at the very front,
Staring
at the
at
center,
you.
staring at me. I was like,
The
this
two
son of a
workers
bitch.
there, and they were just like, "Hey, do you want us to like send it to your room?" And we were almost like, "Retel, I don't know, like this is a little cursed. You might want to just send it yourself."
And my room was E104, and so like, okay, yeah, sent to the room. It's E105. And luckily, I was beside. I forget who I was with.
I think it was Ben.
I think it was Ben. He's like, "Yo, Retel, it's E104."
What the freak,
What
man?
the freak? And I'm just like, "Oh fuck yeah, send it to E104."
That's awesome. That would have been terrible.
And just to jump ahead into day 2,
Yeah.
right? You know, they come in housekeeping, they clean your room, right?
Yeah.
And so I come to make matters like even more fucking hilarious. So in the morning we go and we play ball, or we play. We go get food first, then we go back and we play ball, right? Because we get into our shorts or whatever. And so we go for food, and I come back to the room, and housekeeping had already hit our room, and I couldn't find my bag. I was like, my bag is fucking gone again. What the fuck is going on?
Shit, I didn't know about this.
I didn't know about this one. Yeah.
So like, Lou's bag is there, Ben's bag is there,
Oh.
Dan's bag is there. I'm just like, I had my bag. It was back in there. They took it. They're fucking with me. Someone on this cruise is fucking with me. And we looked around, and it was fucking hidden under the bed.
Oh.
I'm just like, what did they do? Why did they put my luggage under the bed, man? It doesn't
That's
make
weird.
any fucking
was
sense.
something.
I swear, just like I was getting fucked with.
Yeah, come to think of it, we should have just taken Retel's bag. Just put it into our room. We would have never
a
found it.
missed fucking opportunity
Yeah.
there, but all right.
But I already felt bad enough. I felt bad enough.
So yeah, and so when we first get there, like the steward, I guess like each area has like their own like cabin stewards, right? And
Yeah.
like for this wing or whatever, right? And so ours, he kind of came and he kind of introduced himself. He came into our room, and so he hit our room, and then afterwards he hit the Safi room. And you guys were right next door to us,
Yeah.
right? And Boris, I think he just ripped out a big fart.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude,
Poor guy.
and
man.
those motherfuckers were concentrated, man. They were like really thick, especially that room is tiny, right?
Yeah.
Like those
rooms
the
are
windows.
small.
you guys never been on cruise ships before. The rooms aren't huge
No.
unless you like pay like
Yeah, get a
insane
suite
amount.
or
And you
something.
get yeah. And the rooms are small, and they're just like they're two sides, and they just are both bunk beds with
Yeah.
4 little mini beds, right? And Boris, he just fucking let
I feel
one
bad for
rip
that poor
right in the
guy.
cabin steward.
I tipped the guy $5 for giving us that speech because he fucking
And he
farted.
walks in, and I only saw his backsides, but I wish I would have seen his face.
Oh,
He's
poor
fine.
guy.
He's fine.
I know he's probably seen it all, but
He smelt it all.
I feel bad.
I tipped the guy well, man.
But you know, like
was sleeping.
how tiny those rooms were. You were definitely very afraid of the farts. Like, dude, I was like, guys, you guys all have to hold that shit in or go to the washroom because
no
the whole room,
ventilation.
there's no ventilation.
Yeah.
It like you're gonna smell it. There's no like one little passable fart that no one's gonna notice. Doesn't happen in this bitch.
All right.
But at the same time, this tiny room was like the charm of it was the fact that it was so small and we were all so close together,
Yeah.
and you know there were bunk beds, so you know we were just
It's
talking
like,
shit
it's like
or
we're
just
children all over.
yeah, you were exactly. It felt like a little
like summer
camp
camp.
sleepover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just really, really cool to just like be so close and to talk to one another.
It was
like,
surprisingly comfy though.
It
the
was.
beds were
Oh, yeah.
comfy.
The beds were
I loved
comfy.
it.
Yeah, they were nice.
I was like surprised because you
Yeah.
know, we paid.
I feel bad for people who get seasick, especially
Oh,
our
yeah.
cruise, especially like the second and third day were like
Yeah.
pretty nuts.
I had to hit Billy up for some gravel, dude.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
and plus he had like the nighttime one, so it just puts you out, man. It was nice.
But then you feel good the next day because it lasts like 24 hours or something.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it feels pretty good. Yeah.
yeah.
And so later, I think on the very first night where we were on the boat, Billy, we went up and we checked out the basketball court. I
Yeah.
have some footage of it too, but it was like super dark and like it was so fucking windy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The wind up on the basketball court because it was on like the highest level of the ship, basically.
And we were freaking like hauling ass, man. Like we were going
Yeah,
fast.
we were going fast on the boat because like we had already taken off at that point. And we just shot around.
It's after
'cause-
dinner, yeah.
Definitely sports
Something
were
to-
not a great thing to do. Like you had to really adjust for the wind. You
Yeah,
know, no matter what you
100%.
played, it was crazy when the boat was moving. When it was stationary, obviously, it was just amazing how many things there were to do.
So we shot around with the basketballs and like, you know, this boat and this cruise in particular, I guess like it's really catered towards older people.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
We
right?
were like, I swear, we were like the youngest people there. When we must have come on that boat, all these young dudes wearing their all matching Billy Club shirts.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of like, we got so many funny looks and shit.
Oh yeah.
And people are just, oh no. You know,
Yeah.
They're going to be causing a ruckus. They're going to be all, you know,
Loud.
causing mischief and all
Little
this
did
shit.
they know we were the biggest nerds
Biggest
in the world.
fucking nerds.
I love
We
it.
were very tame.
Yeah, we were tame.
Like
We
we
know
were
our
still
ground.
loud. We were still loud. but
Definitely.
we were not.
We had a
like,
few
rude or-
members who were a little loud
Yeah.
here and there,
Yeah.
but maybe
Hey, Retel. Take off that shirt. Get a drink. and get in his hot tub right
I loved
from
it though.
all the way across the deck.
But he's the funnest person, man, on that
yeah,
trip.
our friend,
Yeah.
she was great.
He's drunk every night, man.
And yeah, and that
That's good.
Hey man, he bought the drink package.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
I'd probably
he made
do
the
the
most
same,
of it,
yeah.
dude.
He was up at like 8 a.m. every morning. Dude.
How did he do it?
He's a fucking monster.
He's a
man.
monster, yeah, because he was
Monster.
going to sleep the latest. He's waking up the earliest, man. That motherfucker was insane.
Yeah.
I
He
respect
drank the
it.
hardest.
Yeah,
I think he probably had the best time out of anyone.
I think so.
He made the most of it more than anyone. Shout outs to our friend Yash. Yeah, those basketballs. There was only like one good one.
Yeah,
That's the one we actually ended up playing with. So day 3 or day 2, actually, we should
yeah.
say.
We'll say
On the
day
boat.
2 because the first day was day 0.
Yeah,
when we
day
were in the
0. So
motel.
this is day 2. So we had our breakfast. This is where I told the story about my bag going missing. And this is like the one thing that Billy wanted to do above all else is he wanted to do the basketball tournament, room against room, right? So I was in a room with Lou, myself,
5'10",
Benjamin,
5'10", 5'10",
and then our other friend Daniel.
6'2".
Daniel's he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
And he's very athletic.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we got a chance. And then who was in your guys' room? So it was you two, then Boris, and then our other friend Roman.
I am the shortest at 5'10" and a half.
Yeah. Well, Roman's like 6 foot, huh?
Yeah,
6 foot,
Roman's like
Yeah,
6, right?
Roman's a big mainlander.
He's a big
Like, he's a big.
I mean, we had.
mainlander.
And here's the thing, with the basketball, everyone like height really mattered here
It does,
because
it does.
of the wind.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
there's Chup and Nick,
Yeah.
amazing basketball players. The Filipino, what do you expect? So, and they have Yash and Derek, which are like the shortest guys in the cruise, which is hilarious. So their team, like they could have outhandled us and they could have outshot us, but the wind,
The wind was a big factor, dude.
huge fact. You can barely take a proper shot.
the win too, but I also just felt so because we played against their team first.
Yeah.
right.
We felt-
I just felt so dominant because it's not even because of skill thing. It's because I'm so much taller than a lot of them.
Such a huge advantage.
It's just, dude, that's one thing. Like, I love basketball. I grew up playing it, and like I'm decent at it. I'm not amazing, but I've always disliked about basketball. It was just like it's just such a height advantage game. Like,
it's just,
Dude, I was-
you got the
feel like-
gene or you don't, man.
yeah, it's kind of like I just feel
He's got
so
the
like
gene. What are you
talking
like
about?
I feel
I
like
can
some
box
of
people
those guys were.
Dude, I was bullying Derek. I was bullying Yash. Like,
Well, yeah, those are.
I was like pushing.
These guys are way shorter than you, though.
No, but I was like pushing Nick in. I was like,
'Cause I was-
backing
Muscling
My
it.
Muscle-
long ass
Yeah.
skinny arms. I was
Every
like,
stacked the
rebound.
teams, man.
yeah, just
One of-
everything.
so my team eventually went up against your guys' team.
Yeah.
It was probably the best match.
It was
was
a good
actually.
match.
Of the whole
That was a
tournament.
good match.
I hit the 3, man, from full
Oh,
court.
Billy hit the
almost.
3.
Yeah. So the thing about our team was we have 2 like ex-smokers on our team,
yeah.
being Boris and
Roman.
Roman. So like they're great. They're great players, but their stamina is probably at the worst it's ever been in their
Boris
life.
looks like he was dying.
Dude, yeah, he got really winded and messed up because the first game we were all playing so good.
Yeah.
By the time we played you guys, we were like definitely a lot more de-energized.
I was trying so hard.
I was
I was
trying to,
carrying
yeah.
that. Me and Bear were carrying
Yeah,
that.
I was doing
It
my
was a
best.
close game, dude. One basket was all.
It was all.
the
Hey, man,
and we had a
all came down.
huge lead too. We were like up
Dude,
by like
I was-
3 or 4.
You guys had
those,
a.
I was hitting those freaking
Yeah.
threes, man.
You guys
The
had a
problem
huge
was
lead,
we were going for too many shots
Yeah.
for sure in the wind.
but y'all didn't count it. Retel.
Retel, yeah.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah,
Bear, you tell. Because
No.
you were checking. You were
yeah.
checking.
Because I was checking Retel. I was like, yo, Retel will be all good. But props to Retel though. He did well. Their best, their scariest player was probably Daniel,
Daniel,
who was
yeah.
6'2". I'm 6'1", right? Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
So I'm a little shorter than him, and Boris I think had Daniel because
Yeah.
he's good stuff. Boris is about 6 foot. I'm a little taller than Boris. So my goal was like, okay, if we just neutralize Daniel, we call him Denchka.
That's his Serbian name.
Yeah. So we neutralized Daniel.
Denchka.
We should have this, and it worked out really good. But then it left Retel open a lot. So doing the double teams, leaving Retel open, Retel actually.
It was a mistake.
He hit a few baskets, man. Retel was waiting.
I got
by
4
that thing.
baskets, dude. In that
Yeah,
game.
you did. That game was definitely that was a bad strategy. It really started to hurt us near the end, and that was my bad. I counted you out. I was like, you know what? I was like, let Retel shoot. That's fine because
Yeah.
No
once
respect.
I was like, once he shoots, I'm gonna get the rebound. There's no way Retel.
It
did.
worked in the beginning of the
Yeah,
game.
it did.
We
it
just
did.
didn't. We just
But
didn't change
Retel
it.
was fucking nailing them. He was doing really good, really good.
And I think one of the highlights though is you stuffed me at one point.
Yeah.
but I fucking stuffed the shit out of
Yeah,
Behr.
I was like,
I was going like this, and Retel comes out from the side.
Wow.
I still held it on, but it's fucking.
I was like,
Retel.
oh, everyone went crazy, man. It was
It's
good.
just funny because there's a big height difference
Yes,
between me and
there's
Behr. He's
yeah.
quite a bit taller than me. So it was really
Basketball's.
funny. It was a height, dude. And I'm like, I'm just like, okay. Like originally, I was gonna be like, yeah, okay, we'll play basketball. It's for Billy.
Yeah.
But it ended up being so much fun. Dude.
That was so good.
I'm so glad we did.
I was looking forward to it. I knew it was gonna be fun. I knew it was. I actually knew it was gonna be
man,
competitive.
because I knew everyone there, like, well, most of the guys there, I knew 100% will give, even though they suck, they will try
Yeah.
the freaking hardest. Like
Dude,
my D&D
I gotta
boys,
give,
man.
yeah, I was about to say, I gotta give a major shout out to your D&D boys because all the D&D group, they were all in one room, so they were a team,
Yeah.
right? They were like the
Hey man,
underdogs.
they had heart, man.
They had
were,
heart, man.
yeah,
They were
played-
hustling, and they
played
had
good.
They had good fucking like teamwork.
Good team.
And,
the
like,
only thing
yeah.
they didn't have, only one of them had, which was the Arthur.
Arthur.
But everyone just ran out of
Gassed,
stamina.
yeah.
They gassed out real fast. It was like a, I don't know, it was like a Conor McGregor fight. You know, Conor McGregor's like the best fighter for like the first few rounds, and then he starts looking like
It's a Nate Diaz
wobbly.
situation.
Yeah. It's just that's every like Mayweather was the same thing, right? He just
I like how Brian's team actually won, though, beat them, though.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
bad.
and your brother,
did, yeah.
he probably actually Boris gassed hard. I think Billy's
Brian-
brother
Yeah,
gassed
Billy's-
worse than
yeah.
The youngest guy.
and he's the youngest guy, and he's he's a
it's all
big
that
dude.
Counter
He's-
Strike, man.
But he was, no, do you know
He's
what?
a fit guy.
He hit some good, like, he had some really good, good
Yeah,
things.
but it doesn't help when he's laying on the ground for most of the game. But hey, he was laying next to the opposite net, so
he
like,
got up,
everyone,
he's like, I got it.
yeah, so everyone dismissed him completely
Yeah.
until the very last point where like the ball just happens to like fly to the other net and he gets up.
He gets
and
up off the ground. He's like, "Oh, the ball's right here."
Yeah.
he wins the game for his team.
No, like, he had the hypest move. And right after he messed up the hardest, he did a sick Euro step, just completely outstepped. Who's it called? Was it Marco? Yeah, outstepped
Marco,
Marco just beautifully, and he threw it up, and the wind blew it
Oh,
backwards.
yeah.
The net's this way. He goes like the
Yeah,
other direction.
and he's like, and we're like just laughing our asses off.
We're
because-
dying,
dude.
dude.
He destroyed Marco on that. He just undressed him with that Euro step.
he undressed him.
Oh, whoa, shit! Oh.
Made him look foolish.
Yeah, but then he made himself look foolish with that backwards.
Backward, yeah. It was one of those games because the wind was so intense.
Yeah.
You have to rely on the board.
Yeah.
So if you went for shots, you have to just angle
Yeah.
your shots off the board because that's the only way.
The only person that got the shot was me.
Yeah, no, it was Billy's
Oh,
crazy.
dude, it was a beautiful shot. It was up.
Billy feeling himself. And too bad I recorded like only one entire match. It was actually, I think it was Behr against so your
That's
guys'
our
room.
first match.
It was
Your
our
guys'
first-
room against
Jack's
Nick,
room, yeah.
Nick and Jack's room. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
And that they were a good team too.
They're a good team.
They
They're a
solid
very
team.
good team.
We
because-
just eliminated them early.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they were really solid.
And so this court was on like the very highest level of the cruise, so it's super windy up there, and then it was also surrounded by nets, right? So to prevent fucking balls from flying off
Yes,
of the
of
deck
course.
and shit, right?
So no out of bounds.
So it's so funny, dude, because like there's one point where I'm just like I'm watching right up at the very front of the net, and Lou just comes and he just pulls on the fucking net, and it hits me right in the face. And so we did the same to Billy, and I got it on fucking camera. It was like the funniest
Beautiful,
shit,
man. I
dude.
love it, man. It's so good, man.
Anyways, the basketball. Whose team ultimately won? Was it
We
your
were
guys?
undefeated. We were like 3-0.
Yeah, we were undefeated
Yeah.
because we played we played everyone we could and everyone who did win.
We went
so,
1-1.
yeah.
You guys were probably second.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were second for sure.
Well, actually, I think we probably would have had to play against Jack and Nick's team to do the tiebreaker.
Yeah, you guys.
That's true.
Yeah.
It would have been a close game.
It would have been a close game.
I
but
think so too.
Yeah.
I think they would have ultimately maybe had it.
Maybe.
There was a few bad plays from their team where there's a few people were driving up too much when they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
But Jack and Nick were good.
Yeah, that's all.
So the basketball tournament was a huge success. Tons of fun.
Yeah.
Later on the day, we went into the hot tub, like all of us. Like we all went into the hot tub, like 20 of us.
Oh no! But
Was that the
Five-
same day? That
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
I
that
guess.
That was the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
day.
That was like when the little kid was in there
Yeah.
and we were all, Retel and I were waiting, and it was just such an awkward situation.
Because you guys had no patience, the disrespect, the de-respect, man. Let's just go in and crowd the shit out of these motherfuckers who are already in the hot tub. We don't give a fuck.
Uh-oh.
And all of these dudes just go and get into this hot tub.
amount of
where this,
farts
this
that were
dad
probably
and this
being-
kid.
I know they were like little so bundled up like together. All this testosterone coming
so
into
much,
the thing.
so much much fucking dick in that pool, dude.
So much dick, so
So
much
much
pubic hair.
sausage.
It was disgusting. That was-
So much fucking swamp ass
Yeah.
was just leaking into that fucking. Because right after
Swamp ass.
right after the basketball game, dude, you gotta.
You're all sweaty.
Did everyone shower? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Fuck, that's so
Poor
grimy.
kid,
Did you
man.
guys even think about that?
Holy shit. That's true, because after the hot tub, you have to shower anyway.
Oh, for sure.
So I don't think we did.
No, we're like,
I think
fuck it,
a lot
we're
of
just
us.
gonna
I think a
shower
lot of
after
us did, dude. I think a lot of people
So
just
gross.
Dude, I felt so sick. I was the first one out of the hot tub. I'm like, man,
because the hot tubs
too
were
much dick.
gnarly. Like no matter, even if you were in one alone, you have to shower.
Yeah. Oh,
Motherfucker.
dude, they're
like,
gross.
Yeah.
cesspool
And
of bacteria,
That's funny.
man, I'm telling you.
and so me and Bear eventually get in. Me and Bear waited till the kid and the dad left because we're just like, this is gonna be too much,
Yeah, it's
dude.
too much,
And
dude.
it's so funny because Boris is like, "Yo, just come in, man. We'll make space." I'm just like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?"
dad are like this.
Just no
Yeah.
more, no more.
And then they're like, "Yeah, you guys can come around the center." And
So
that's
yeah,
like,
so yeah, they eventually leave, and then there was another couple in there. We
Yeah.
ended up hanging out with them for
Yeah.
so fucking long, and they were super chill.
yeah.
And I know like Jack and Nick, they hit it off with the guy right away because they're Filipino.
Yeah,
And they're making Filipino jokes and stuff, and that was it was just a good time. But it was a bit of a dangerous situation, okay? Because me and Billy were in there for a very long time. Billy ended up getting out earlier,
Doc was only in
but
there
it
for
was
like
like
an hour.
it was like
max.
overcast that day, right? And so you don't really feel the sun. Because me and Billy got fucking roasted, just absolutely roasted. We got so sunburnt, and
That's why I'm peeling.
Billy-
that was the peeling.
Billy had
story.
this keeper, this
Oh.
huge piece of skin that he just peeled off before the show started. But we were super sunburned, dude. My forehead,
Yes.
forehead
Yeah,
was bad.
I have a picture of that actually.
Oh no!
I was a real prick. I was taking good
Yeah.
pictures of that shit because
I
I
have the
had
picture of me like not believing in sunscreen.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
sunscreen. The
I
next
know.
day I put sunscreen, but it's too late.
But it was-
peeled like crazy.
Mine look pretty good now,
Billy's
huh?
still peeling now, dude.
But it looks
And my
better.
shoulders were peeling too.
Really?
My
'cause
shoulders
I
are
don't
so
think-
smooth.
I didn't get sunburned at all. Thank God, Afghanistan.
Yeah, because Ben said he got like
Ben
a
got
little
burnt.
bit sunburned too, and
that's
he's
Ben, man. He's
fucking from
brown.
El Salvador, dude.
Yeah.
They don't get sunburnt over there, so I'm just like, damn, that's impressive.
I think you guys all misjudged the heat a little
Absolutely,
bit. For sure.
because
You guys
like,
are sitting
it's
in that
overcast,
tub.
but the sun, you're still getting those UV
Yeah,
rays.
Oh, I
you
got
just
hit
don't
hard,
feel it.
man.
That's
Yeah.
when it's the scariest. Actually,
Exactly.
that's
And
when you're most prone.
I'm very fair skinned. Like for
Yeah.
an Asian dude, like I'm very fair. Luckily.
And like, and I burn really bad too. Like I'm part Indonesian, I'm part white, but that part white of me, I fucking burn, dude.
Yeah.
you're still kind of like red a little bit in certain areas too,
So
man.
dude, my shoulders were peeling in the shower today. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh fuck! There's like big chunks are coming up, and dude, my forehead is still kind of like
Looks pretty good right now.
it's dude. I like it was like fucking
Love.
peeling latex off, dude.
Oh,
It was
Did you take pictures of
Did you
that?
eat it afterwards?
no, but it was bad. Like I never wear hats because I just don't like wearing hats. But dude, a couple of days going to work, I had to wear a hat. I'm just like, I have to cover this shit up.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. I respect.
I was making it snow at work today, man.
Oh fuck! Is that dandruff or is that fucking?
I'm like to my coworker, hey, check this out.
Oh.
I work with girls too, so I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
Just coming out your sleeve.
Yeah. No, I had long sleeves in to cover up my shame.
Your eczema.
My eczema? It bumps my eczema. But no, it looks pretty good now. Like, even my shoulders feel pretty smooth. Feel
Yeah.
that.
Oh man.
Oh, shit, that's smooth, right? Yeah.
Does it hurt if I slap it?
No, it feels great now, man.
All right, we're only on day 2 here.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's keep moving
Yeah, let's
faster.
go. So we got Super Sunburn, and then we went to a disco show.
Oh, I wasn't there for that one. So
Oh, you
guys
didn't go
tell
to
me,
the-
sorry.
okay.
I was at this point. I was starting to play like some board games. We finally got the board games out. I was playing with. I was hanging out with Marco, Joey, and Garrett, and we were just playing Cameo, just like an
Nice,
easy
nice.
card game, just to warm it up, just chatting with them, talking to them because I tried to hang out with everyone, and I think I did.
Sure, yeah. Oh,
I
for
felt
sure.
I felt like I actually did hang out with some people, like a lot of
I
people.
feel like I hung out with you a lot.
Did I?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like I haven't hung out with you that much.
Really?
Though. But I felt like that with everyone though.
Oh,
I felt
okay.
like, did I hang out with that guy? I didn't feel like hanging out with.
Because
that
like
guy.
some people, I feel like I didn't hang out with enough. But I definitely
That's
got
good,
my
that's
fair
good.
share of Billy.
That's good.
So we were at the disco show. It's so funny. Like props to these performers too, because like I've seen in
All-inclusive
all-inclusive
performance.
entertainment.
Yeah.
It can be a little suspect sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Some good
Like
shit
the
here,
last
man.
cruise we went to, was a little suspect. It wasn't the greatest, but these guys were actually legit.
They're
Their actually
good.
entertainment was actually pretty
Very
top
good.
notch.
Yeah, I wasn't really enjoying myself, but they were rollerblading during
roller-
like while it was
Yeah.
like so rocky.
It was very rocky, and
Yeah.
I felt bad too because some people, I guess, who maybe have never been on a cruise before, this was their introduction to it, and like the captain even came on. He's like, "This is like definitely the exception. It's never usually like this," because we got really unlucky with like the amount of wind and the choppy water.
It's the wind that threw me off. I kind of
Yeah.
knew it was gonna be choppy. Like this is a little.
The
bit,
wind was intense. I
The wind
remember.
was
I think it was
intense.
actually the first night. I didn't mention it, but we went to the hot tub that night,
Yeah.
and oh my god, like getting out of that tub with the wind,
So cold,
It was
I'm sure.
yeah, it was crazy. It was just. I remember that was one of the most painfully cold experiences.
Damn. But yeah, like these performers, it was like a disco show, and
Yeah.
obviously we're like the youngest people there because this onboard entertainment is definitely catered towards an older crowd. And I just remember I was sitting next to Behr during the show. There was this one fucking dude.
Oh,
One
dude,
of the
that guy's the
dancers.
best.
He was so fucking into it, man. We just couldn't stop looking at him.
And
'Cause
his
he had, like,
look,
this-
he had the look.
He had the look, dude. He
Yeah.
had like the little goatee, right?
Yeah.
And he had like he had like a dark goatee with like shoulder length, like blonde hair.
Yeah, and it was like straightened. It was like
Straightened.
it was that man was luxurious as a
No,
motherfucker.
he was
dude.
so fabulous.
That man
dude.
was just he was fab, man.
He was
just
fab. But man, he looked like he was having the fucking time of his life.
and
out
he's
there.
great.
So
He's-
and yeah, we're not knocking him in any way.
he had a little vest on.
He had a little vest
With
on,
his-
dude.
like,
He was showing the pipes. He was
I know,
built
man.
too. I was like,
Fuck.
man, this guy's a dancer.
I
He's
wish
got
I could look
dancer's
like
body.
that dude, man. I can't pull that shit off.
Damn.
And-
I didn't watch the show.
But the highlight of the show,
oh no.
the very unfortunate highlight of the show. So the cruise kind of director, right, who's in charge of all the entertainment, he basically would introduce and then kind of
Close off the show.
Close off the show for each of the nights, right?
Yeah.
For all of the kind of shows and stuff. And so after the disco show, he gets up and he's like, oh, he's kind of just chit chatting with the crowd. He's like, so what did you guys get up to today? Some people were like, oh, I took a nap. He's like, oh, you took a nap, all right. And
Had
this is a
good
packed
food.
packed crowd.
Yeah,
Packed
that's
fucking
so
crowds.
many people actually.
No
in
one's
that.
no open seats, and there's like a fair sized theater. And then some people are like, "Oh, we ate at the buffet." And it's like, "Okay, you ate at the buffet, blah blah." And then Boris, we're like 3 rows from the front, so we're right at the front. He can hear everything we would probably say. And Boris is like, during like this perfect awkward kind of pause, I had a nice poo.
Boris, man. It has to be Boris.
I know. And he's like, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that.
And I was literally like, my face actually went into my hands because I
Yeah.
was so embarrassed.
He's like, and then he comes back and he's like, are you guys those Billy Club
Yeah.
guys? Are you guys?
I'm like, oh no,
Oh,
we just
shit.
got outed.
Yeah, we got outed.
I wasn't even there.
I know. It's really funny.
You guys are part of that Billy's Club.
Yeah, you guys are that Bill. Like, what are you guys anyway? We're like, oh, it's our friend's bachelor.
And he pointed out to Arthur for some reason.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. And it was bad. He's like, that's how you answer that question, man.
Yeah.
And he
It was-
points to Arthur.
It was like one of Billy's most innocent friends, who's like the nicest dude ever. And
He's like-
he was looking at him the whole time.
I didn't do anything.
And it was
That was fun.
It was bad. It was. I mean, it was funny, but I know like Lou and Ben were definitely like not. They were embarrassed, and they actually went up and talked to the cruise director later on. They told me
Last night.
on the very last day, just to kind of like Ben's mentality is like, we need to set things right.
Really? I don't think it was that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad, but
Yeah.
I guess Ben is he's such a wholesome dude.
He is.
Oh,
You know what I
but
mean?
that's not even like a bad. That's actually like a legit joke. Like I would
And
not.
I mean, Boris, he didn't swear or anything like that.
he
It was
didn't.
fine.
And
It was fine.
dude, I guarantee you, the director himself got a huge laugh out of that.
He probably got a
because he
giggle
got
out
some
of it.
crowd interaction, right? And he was able to make more jokes off of that.
Definitely. I'm not throwing
So-
shade by any means.
No, I'm
The
not.
director was
great
I just
at
think
it.
the idea of them going up and like trying to apologize after. No offense to Ben and them. That's kind of bitch ass move, man.
No, he didn't
Well,
apologize.
I don't know if they apologized.
they
I
didn't-
think they just wanted to like
No,
leave a
give-
good impression.
Yeah, they said
like
they
a
give him
lasting
props.
impression.
Oh,
he's
okay.
like, hey, you did a great job.
Yeah,
your
yeah, I
entertainment
think
was
they-
fine. Everything. And
Because the thing is like I think most of the people we talked to by the end of the cruise, like all the older ladies and
Yeah.
they
liked us, dude.
loved us, man.
Yeah,
They loved
yeah.
talking. There were so many adult like older men who were chatting with us.
Yeah, for sure. So many people came up to us.
Yeah,
and
they were
just-
actually like they
were
loved they
curious
loved
and-
cracking jokes at us, and
On the-
we were so respectful.
We're probably honestly, we were probably a breath of fresh air on that fucking cruise. Let's be honest.
Legit a breath of fresh air.
Because
Right?
everyone's-
Probably take their
Hey
last
man,
breath
Roman,
soon.
Roman and I played
Ooh.
racket tennis against two older Asian siblings. It was pretty cool, man. It was
We met that couple in the beginning of the cruise.
oh
Who
yeah,
gave us a drink because his wife was mad at him, and
Oh, that's right. I
that
heard
was the
about this.
funniest. I've
Dude,
never
like,
seen
I
this
heard this
situation.
story.
Yeah.
the guy was like, "Hey, look, this guy's on his bachelor party. Oh, she's mad. Don't worry about it, guys."
His wife was just completely like did not give a shit. Was like not even making eye contact, not even looking. At
Yeah,
It was
The
so
guy's like,
funny.
we've been married for 20-something years.
Yeah,
Don't
he-
worry
yeah.
about it, guys.
That shit's
Here's a
oh,
drink.
man. People
I'm like,
who
"Dude,
are like
awesome."
mad on vacation,
Yeah.
it's just like it bugs me, dude. When I
Yeah.
went to Disney World, it's everywhere.
I
All
know,
the families
I know.
are fucking fighting.
Dude,
I'm
that's-
like, people come. The
I think we were
fuck
talking
on.
about this like an episode or two ago.
Yeah.
Just like the ability to have fun and let loose.
Yeah.
Is like it's the quality that's not common
and it's
enough.
always like stupid shit that they're fighting.
Exactly.
over.
Oh, it's
No,
always is. It
dude.
always is. Yeah.
Just childish, immature.
Yeah.
Be the bigger person type.
You have to remember, like these vacations, man. They're like, if even once a year for some
Yeah.
people, right? It all depends on your
fucking
work.
privilege, man.
Depends on how privileged you are to have that time off and the money to do it. So you got to just fucking enjoy it, man.
Yo, how do we pull this off? That's my question.
Yeah, but that's why we were
Really.
saying like that's why we had so much fun, and I think we're gonna remember for so long. It's because
For the rest of my life, for
how
sure.
how often can you get 20 people, all
Yeah.
together who are close friends to go and do a trip like this? It's hard. It's hard to pull off, man. You
Oh,
have to
very.
book it. You have
Props
to
to Billy for making it.
organize it years in advance, right? Billy had to make a lot of executive decisions because you can't be like, hey, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys think about this? Someone needs to be like, guys, this is what we're fucking doing. Take control.
Yeah.
The sitch. You know what I mean?
I grabbed the reins on that.
Yeah,
It was
that's
You
what you
did.
gotta do.
You did.
Okay, so we got.
Let's go through them faster
Oh
now.
shit! All right, we're on day 3 here. So that was like probably the most chill day I want to say of the cruise.
We did play Avalon at the very end of the day.
We did. Yeah, I'm pretty much. I want to say the end of every night. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So day 3, we had our fancy dinner night. The Billy wanted one night where we all kind of dress up, and this is where we kind of took pictures. I want to see. Roman still hasn't uploaded his.
Yeah, can you
fancy
get
I
Roman
haven't,
to get-
I haven't
Everyone-
uploaded mine either, actually.
Yeah, can you
Billy,
just get-
yeah,
what the
everyone,
fuck?
you guys upload your
Yeah.
shit.
I
I
to
haven't
the G
posted
drive,
anything
man.
because I'm like, I need
I should
that.
take away. I took a lot of pictures of Roman's bare naked ass
Well, dude,
that I
just
can't have to
post it,
like
dude.
throw out of there. No, I don't want to put that
Filter
on.
that out. But send that to me privately. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can set it out. I mean, it's fine. I guess
Yeah.
there's
some
no
material on
dick or
Roman.
anything, so it's all good.
And then, so we had our fancy dinner. We took a bunch of fancy pics where we were all dressed up in the main atrium
fun,
area.
yeah.
It was cool.
It was nice.
And then we went to a magic show.
Yes, this was the second show after the disco show.
Yeah.
Obviously, the next night, and
And-
it was like a comedian slash.
Yeah, it was
magic show.
comedian slash kind of illusionist type thing, and he was great, dude. He was so funny,
I thought he was really interactive.
very
The
entertaining.
old people didn't understand.
He
his jokes.
played off the crowd really well, and dude, we were probably his best crowd.
Yeah.
like for sure,
Yeah,
because we
I
were
agree.
laughing at all of his jokes. We were right at the front, and
They were going ham.
he was,
Yeah,
we were just having a great time.
but like
And
every magic show, he always has a segment where he brings someone up to the
Of
stage.
course. And so every magic show was like, okay, they always bring in a volunteer from the crowd. Always. And this is Billy's bachelor party. We need to make fucking sure
It was
Billy
great.
gets up there.
Yes, yes.
Billy gets up on that stage and is that volunteer. It's
I
his
was
bachelor
prepared.
party.
I was ready for it because you guys. I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna get called.
We're
up
just
to
like,
get the
okay,
pictures,
we're
yeah.
going to make the most amount of noise. He's going to have no fucking choice but to pick Billy.
True, true.
And of course, that time comes. And then his prerequisite was, okay, I need a volunteer from the crowd. Somebody who thinks they're really funny.
It gets pointed at all the time.
And so and Billy was sitting right behind me. And I turned around and was like, pick this guy. Billy. But at the same time, I guess because of that criteria of someone who thinks they're really funny, everybody points at me. You fucking sons of bitches, dude.
Within seconds, Retel is walking up the stage.
What?
Yeah.
Fake news.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Billy,
Your
Behr
face,
just dropped the
man?
mic.
Dude, your fucking face. Holy shit.
That was good.
That was
You know
so
what
good.
though? After as he was going up, I kind of started to feel bad. One is because Retel looked a little bit nervous, but two,
Super nervous, man.
but two, It was the fact that that's when I kind of started to learn that Retel kind of was fighting a little bit of a cold.
Oh yeah.
Right, so that was like, oh my god, Retel needs to like keep his ground, and he's got to talk in front of the crowd, and so we have video of that.
We do.
Well, probably you'll make it a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna make a full video. It's gonna be exclusive to our patrons.
Yeah.
Maybe later on one day I'll make it public, but for now it's gonna be a Patreon exclusive thing. And I'll probably snip in like all the other videos and maybe some pictures and even part of our dialogue from this episode. I think I'll put in there as well. But anyways, so I go up so I had to go and volunteer for this stupid magic show. But anyway, it was probably like, I think I did okay.
I think you were the best person to get picked. I'm
really?
saying it right now. Like
you
were too smooth. It sounded like you were planted. It was, I felt like.
Yeah, I was able to play along with his.
Oh, you
stuff
did a really
pretty
good
well.
You put on your
my podcast
your
persona.
exactly. Your podcast persona came out.
What is going on? Welcome to the Magic Show on Princess Cruise. My name is Brendan.
It worked out. No, I thought you were great. You did exactly what
Billy must have been so relieved that he didn't have to go.
Ooh, dude, I was like, oh fuck.
Retel taking the bullet.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But I mean, basically the gag was that like I would, he was gonna read my mind kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I would pick a word from this book, and then he would kind of write it out in front of the crowd, and I couldn't see what he was writing, but the word that he was writing was not the actual word, but then it was an illusion. It turned out it
let people
was
watch
the
the video. We're going to describe
Check out the video.
it.
Yeah,
but it was actually really funny.
You also forgot the paper that he gave you at the end.
I know, and so the paper, he's like, you got to keep that. I was like, all right, cool. And I forgot it on the fucking cruise.
Oh shit! He probably wiped his ass with it.
The steward
He probably lost it like his freaking luggage.
Yeah, it was lost with.
That was awesome. That was really, really fun. Billy was actually on that show. Would have been nice if Billy went up, because then everyone watching that show, because there's so many people, would have actually
Billy
known
Club,
who Billy was. It would have been kind of like, oh, so that's what all the shirts are about, right?
That's that Billy's Club.
Billy's
Club. But Retel killed it. It was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
So that was a lot of fun. And then, all right, so that was pretty much all that happened on day 3, except, of course, we had those late night Avalon sessions, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Yes.
So then our final full day was the day we were docked, and we were docked in my old hometown, Victoria, British Columbia.
It's great.
And
Chris found out that he can actually dunk the ball that day. Too.
Oh, that's right. And so you guys started off the day with like another like basketball match.
Yeah.
And you know what? I watched. Me and Ben watched one of the games. Just like at the very end, one of the fucking. One of the best parts of the fucking basketball game. It was skins versus skins, very homoerotic. Everyone's shirtless.
Beautiful weather. We had to get.
It was very nice weather, right? And
what kind of tan you gonna get through those nets around the thing? Gonna get like an army. Gonna get a checkerboard.
This is from those freaking checkerboards.
You're looking like fucking Shocker from Spider-Man.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's what it's gonna be like.
But one of the funniest fucking parts is I don't know if you probably didn't see. You were probably still passed out.
He
was
at this passed
point.
out at this point.
But I guess Lou was checking Daniel, and Daniel's a taller guy, right? And they're both shirtless, right? And so Lou's hot on Daniel's trail, right? And he's chasing after the ball, and Daniel abruptly stops.
He wanted to do a pump fake, but he went down.
He wanted to do a pump fake, okay. And he bends down, so he's full like 90 degree, right? He's like a fucking L, right?
Yeah.
And
Lou bit on the.
Oh, he totally
wanted
bit.
to block him, but oh shoot!
And so Lou got some air, and he ended up just right from behind, like stacking some chairs, mounts Daniel.
full on mounted.
Full on mount.
And Daniel's a strong guy, so like. Lou was like, his legs were off the freaking floor, and Dan was like, whoa, like just like his.
Wait, what kind of like picture this out? Like his legs were one.
Just like.
So he was bent over and like just complete mount like doggy style, man.
Like
holy
chest
shit.
on back, all sweaty and touching each other,
fuck.
checking that oil real quick. And it was really fun. Me and Ben were dying.
Everyone was dying, man.
Everyone was
dying. Like, we just couldn't.
That's awesome.
Okay, so that was like the highlight of that basketball session. And then so we went out and we visited Victoria, and it was so cool because like when I say I grew up in Victoria, I didn't grow up like in like some rural area in Victoria. I grew up in like the touristy fucking areas.
You did, yeah.
And so like where the cruise ship docked is like, oh, sick. If we want to walk to like the inner harbor or where all like the main, attractions are, we literally are walking through my old neighborhood, and I can take you guys through a short. And we walked by my elementary school. we walked by like the place where I used to rent all my old video games and N64 games when I was a kid.
Still open?
Still open.
And it's still renting,
The
man.
video rental place was still open.
What
I'm
the
just
hell?
like, what the fuck?
Still do games?
Probably. Like they had
wow.
like the DVD sections. We didn't go all the way to the back.
Such a Victoria, such an island thing.
It is,
They're
man,
just
probably.
secluded from everywhere else.
It's just such a you
That's
don't see
cool.
shit like that anymore.
That's pretty cool.
It was
Like
really
good
cool.
Coke
It was, dude. It
bottles,
was
man.
so nostalgic for me. It was so
Yeah.
fucking nostalgic, and it's something that like I know, Billy, you grew up here. You kind of take it for granted. Like you see your old hood like
Oh, yeah.
all the time, right?
Yeah, man. This is where I grew up.
I would kill to see where I grew up in Russia,
Right,
like,
probably.
but I've never gone back since.
But me,
That'd be so
it was,
surreal.
It was kind of crazy.
Actually, my old hood's in Vancouver. I moved here in grade 4.
Oh,
right?
okay,
So, yeah.
okay. But I mean, you can still go over there. It's fucking Vancouver.
Yeah, I can walk over there.
Oh, exactly. And so we went out and we like, you know, the main things you do in Victoria, right? They're kind of straightforward. You check out the Parliament buildings. You got one of the oldest hotels in Canada, the Empress there, and it's really cool. The Inner Harbor. There's a lot of street performers. But I took them around like the cool spots, like my spots, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we went and hit up my old comic book shop from when I was a kid.
That's
They
legit,
got a
man.
really cool comic book shop there called
Damn, I
Curious
would have
Comics.
loved to check it out, man.
And Ben was there, and he spent so long. Like, he was in there for like 45 minutes.
Oh, dude, I
in
would too,
Curious
yeah.
Comics,
Yeah.
because there's so much to see, and that's where I used to buy all my old Pokemon cards and all that kind of shit, right? So
You can still buy Pokemon cards there, though.
they probably still sell them there.
No, I saw it.
They do, okay. So that was really cool, and and we went and checked out. We went and hit up a pub there, and then I kind of took them around like Beacon Hill Park, which is like we kind of took the scenic route back, and it was probably areas like if I was not there to kind of lead you guys probably would have missed all of that shit.
Yeah.
So and then we went to this really good ice cream place that I used to go to all the time as a kid called Beacon Hill Drive-In, I think, and they have some of the best, just straight up like vanilla cones, like the best.
Yeah.
And it was godlike.
Ben was raving about those.
Ben was and Billy. I got some video of Billy eating that vanilla cone, deep throating that shit. He went
Billy,
fucking.
a lot of deep throwing going on, really.
New Bear. But honestly, man, who's dick would you rather?
Yeah.
But it was
There's
great.
a lot of who would you rather discussions
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's so good.
But it was great, yeah. And so it was a great, just kind of like day trip. We did a lot of walking.
Good. That last day was nice. It was
Yeah.
a really good wind down day.
Wind down day, for
Because
sure.
the boat was just docked in Victoria. So, I mean, we just doing boat activities was so much more fun. Like, I played a little bit more basketball later, played some racket tennis. I played ping pong with Roman because he's Chinese, so he had to show me the ways. Ping pong was so much fun, man. Because I'm a tennis guy. I really enjoy
Wait,
tennis.
you never played ping pong before?
I have, but so long ago where like I just had, I don't know, maybe my coordination wasn't as good back then. This time, like, dude, we were going back and forth. And we were
Damn.
running around, like, obviously not like the pros, but it was fast paced. Like, we had some amazing rallies.
That's
it was
good.
so,
Shit.
that it
Didn't
was
you
so
fuck
much
up
fun.
your foot?
I did fuck up my foot.
How did you fuck it up?
Well, it happened more around the racket tennis time because I think I already had like a little bit of a blister, and then it just cut open, and then I still kept playing the sports. I wanted to enjoy it, so I was just kind of limping my way around. So it was fine. It was even tough playing ping pong because you have to like get angles on each side of the table so fast. So it's a little bit of like quick burst movement, but very short.
Shit.
So
cool, man.
that sucked though. Yeah,
I didn't get to play any of that.
I don't know, man. But you guys enjoyed Victoria.
We did, yeah.
I'm sad that you guys went to like a used game store and
Yeah.
like.
I went to like they had like this It was like a pawn shop basically, but they
Yeah.
had this dedicated gaming section.
That's awesome.
And they had all this fucking just gold. They had
Yeah,
so much cool
that's
stuff, and the
legit.
prices were great. Their Sega Saturn and Dreamcast sections were kind of lacking, but
Suspect, yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean that's
Yeah.
kind of wherever you go, man.
Yeah. That's always even like game deals here.
Yeah. Oh,
is like
fuck,
pretty
nothing,
suspect with those.
And then so we had dinner. Like that was our final dinner on the cruise. Very sad, dude. Those dinners, they're so good, man. I gotta give a shout out to their food, man. Their food was so
It was good. It was very good. There's many days where we all ordered like two of the entrees and
Yeah,
like
oh
two
my
of the
God.
platters, and it's just like we just went out.
Just went. I mean,
two desserts.
Two
Like,
desserts.
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
And it was cool because it was kind of like, it was a set time. It was always at 5:30 every single day, and we all had like our reserved tables and seating. We're sitting in the same spot, so it was kind of like.
And I loved our table too.
Our table was great. It was like me, you, like Lou, Billy, Ben, Boris, Roman. Like it was the boys, right?
Yeah, it was a good one.
And it was kind of just like the point in the day where everyone just kind of, rendezvous and just shoots the shit. It was so much fun. And cool thing about the very last day was the thing. I didn't realize it until we took the photo. But me and Billy, like we go all the way. Obviously, we go back to high school, and we recreated this picture from our prom, right? Where like all of like we were like at
that
our
was
prom,
cool for you guys.
At our prom, we were table 10, right? And we had just the boys all at table 10. Me, Billy, Lou, Boris, Ben, Daniel, Yash, like everyone, like
that's
the whole
awesome.
fucking crew. And we all obviously went to high school together. We all were in that same prom table.
Yeah.
And then we were all happened to be on this trip. And we all just kind of like, we took the exact same picture in the same poses, in the same order. And it was like the same circular table. It was so sick.
Look at Lou's Instagram. He actually posted that one up.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Did he post like both of them?
Yeah.
He did.
Oh,
He
that's
posted
cool.
both
That's
of them.
cool,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have Instagram, do you?
I do not. I'm not.
I'll put him in the
That's
video too.
fine.
So
Yeah.
if you guys are watching, yeah, it was a really cool, really cool experience, man.
That was awesome. Yeah, just to see that, it was like that's actually like even longer than 10 years.
It's
you
over
guys-
10
11.
years ago,
It's
dude.
11 years.
11 years ago, man.
It's insane.
It's so funny.
Holy
Like
God.
you look at the picture, and it's like some people look the exact same. Lou looks very similar. Ben,
Yeah, you look
the
so
hair.
different, Retel.
Me, I'm just like, who the fuck is that?
Dan looks exactly the same.
Daniel looks exactly the same. Yash looks exactly the same.
Yeah. It does look insane.
I had glasses in this.
Billy
picture.
looks a lot different. The hair, he's got the anime hair going on.
Before, yeah. Now my
I
hair
had
is
like the
long.
shaggy hair going on too, dude. It was weird. And
Billy, man, anime.
me and
hair?
Boris looked very different too. But
Yeah,
I
Boris looks so
definitely
different.
looked the fucking. It's like I looked like a different person.
Yeah, you were probably the most different out of
Most
anyone.
drastic. I
Out
don't know
of
what
anyone,
it is.
yeah.
Ben just had extra hair. Both.
Yeah.
That's a bug.
Yeah,
So
you
if-
and
if-
Boris, I think, too, because
if-
Boris was like
yeah.
bald and
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. He had
he-
shorter hair and
he
stuff.
never used to grow out the facial hair. It was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think the beard, the facial hair for me makes a big difference, and
for a lot of people.
the hair
too.
as well. And it's just that one change. And plus, I was like a fucking twig when I was 17, right? I was so skinny.
Still, man.
And I'm trying to get back there. We're almost there.
I'm still
Billy.
skinny.
Woo! And then man,
Sorry.
and so I just got some random notes. So we had fucking pretty much almost every night except the first night. I want to say we had these insane Avalon sessions
Yeah.
that got so fucking heated. If you guys don't know what Avalon is, it's basically like it's like a
Werewolf, but you can't kill the person.
Or isn't it more like what the fuck's that game
Resistance.
called? Resistance.
Mafia, a lot of
Mafia,
people.
Mafia,
similar,
werewolf.
similar
It's
to
like
that
Mafia.
type of game.
Deception game, right?
Yeah.
Very simple. You don't need a lot of stuff to play it, so it was really easy to just bring with
Exactly.
us, right? And
It's
just
amazing to watch.
Gets very heated too
Yeah.
because
Great
like
spectator
you
sport.
don't know who to trust. It's
Yeah.
like there was just
everyone's
I
fucking with
have
each
a lot
other.
of videos too. I need to give Retel of
Yeah,
just like
sick.
certain reactions of like people who trusted other people and at the reveal.
Billy's got a great video of me where he's like, I knew as soon as the votes were in, I knew we had won, and I look right back at Billy.
Yeah. Billy,
It was so funny. And shit got so heated sometimes,
Yeah,
and we
it
had
was good.
full because the game is like 6 to 10 players, but we had full games,
Yeah.
full participants.
And
And
one thing with that
everyone
game is
came-
that you can't take it personally.
Oh,
No.
no one
Yeah,
took it personally.
Yeah, nobody's taking it. That's the thing with a lot of people who play. You can't take that game personally because you have to be like, dude. When I did my first bad run where we won,
Yeah.
and like I felt like I carried a lot of it, like. I felt like such a dick the whole way through because I was getting trust from people.
You
It's like,
have to,
dude,
dude.
like I threw Roman under the bus
I-
completely. Like I just, oh man, I was just such. If I saw that game from an outside view, I'd probably cringe at myself of how,
No, you
of how like terrible I
I
was.
fucked Boris so hard on one game, and it was to the point where we like legitimately afterwards he came up to me and we had to hug it out. Man.
That's serious shit.
It was
Yeah.
like, damn,
Yeah.
I fucked
Poor
Boris.
Boris.
Hard. He's like, don't worry, I don't take it personally.
Yeah, Boris has a pretty pure heart. Like
Yeah,
he,
does.
He does. man. He's-
you can definitely mess with him. Like Lou fucked with Boris too.
I probably betrayed his trust so
Yeah.
bad.
There's a few of them. I'm
He was
like,
so hurt.
there's some of them I went like
Yeah.
100%. Just threw people under the
Yeah.
freaking like right. Fuck, I threw just everyone
Under the bus, yeah.
under the bus, just like trucking people like so freaking hard.
Yeah.
100%.
The one with Lou where Boris was like, oh, who the hell was it? Who the hell? Like, he's like, I knew these guys were bad for sure. And then, like, he trusted Lou so much that time when Lou pulls up his card.
Oh,
And he was
Threw him under the bus so hard,
what do we
man.
call him? Moldavort? What's the nickname we gave?
Mordred was the actual
Yes,
name.
Moldavort.
But we
Den-
called him
Denchka.
Moldavort.
Fucking
was like-
Daniel.
Put it
Moldavort.
Moldavort.
Put it-
Moldavort.
But anyway, he's the guy that nobody can detect that he's bad. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
Because you start the game because everyone's not supposed to know who each other are, right? That's the whole
Yeah.
fucking point of the
Oh,
game
Merlin.
and who you can trust. And so we start the game, everyone's eyes closed, And so like we have someone who has to kind of run things and make sure everyone's kind of
Usually it's me.
organized and putting their thumbs up and everything goes smoothly during that process, because otherwise the game's fucked. And it's so funny because Boris, he finally gets to play like Merlin, who's like the main good guy of the whole game.
Yeah.
And so like I think it
was me. It was me.
Billy was reading it out. Billy's like, all right, Merlin, do you see the 2 thumbs up? And Boris, and we're all just like, oh.
You can see his face. His face just went like it was like a frustrated
Just utter
face.
disappointment.
Instantly.
No, you know what it was? I think you were like Merlin, have you closed your eyes yet? Or something like that.
Something
and
like
he
that.
closed his eyes. He was like, I think he just said, he made like a little noise and then that was it. But really
So
fun
fun,
game.
man.
Really, really fun
It was a really
game,
nice
and-
way to like, and it's so cool because we had the buffet. We were in like the buffet area and we had the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah.
It was our sick setup. So all these fucking old fogies on the boat, like they all retire at like 9 p.m.
I think someone, sorry to cut you off,
Yeah.
someone recorded some full matches, right?
I did.
we
You
have
did,
a
like
few.
like one from
Arthur
beginning
did
to
too.
end?
Arthur did too.
Yeah, so I hope that you should put one as a Patreon exclusive.
Maybe,
just
yeah.
that, just to see how Billy acts
Just
in
to
that
see
game.
how the game is played.
Yeah, and just see how Billy acts, because Billy just gets so intense.
Billy's very
It
aggressive.
Billy's
depends
a
on the
whole
game, though.
different human being.
It depends on the game,
Billy
though.
plays the game.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
plays every match differently.
He does,
too.
he does.
That's
But he
the cool
definitely
thing.
still consistently gets hyped quite a lot.
Yep.
Most of the time.
Such
he
a
gets hyped.
sick game.
Did you see? But if you look at my first games compared to my last games, I knew people were catching on, so I had to change it.
It's such a fun game.
I went completely.
Also, your
honestly-
youngest brother, too, he's so much like you. And then it's just the middle brother.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Billy's middle brother, who's like a little bit more calm, but he's really good at reading people.
This one
but
dude-
nobody believed him.
This one
thankfully.
interaction between Ben and your brother Brian was probably some of the funniest shit. And I got it on video.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Right, you didn't even see it yet, right?
Yeah.
I gotta show it to you after.
Look me in the face and tell me you're good.
You don't believe me? I am good.
I'm good.
Yo, I was there. Yeah, when he looked up, I was there. Yeah.
And everyone just pops off and laughs so fucking
I
hard.
was there for that shit.
But I've always wanted to do like this was kind of like the proof that Avalon is a spectator game.
It is. Oh
and
my
like
god. It's
we could record one and do it as a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
And I think that would be so
just
fun.
the viewers need to know the rules.
Oh, for sure.
but
I would do like an intro to explain the rules and kind of get into it.
it's just way more, for me at least, it's way more fun to watch than play.
It is, dude. It's
Because
such a
you just-
fun game to
You
watch.
see how kind of like conniving bastard someone
Yeah.
could be,
And you know-
like, and you
especially,
know, what
If
people
you know
are.
who's who and shit. Oh
Holy
my god.
shit,
It would
yeah.
probably be so
I kept
fun.
getting the bodyguard for
Percival.
yeah,
Yeah.
to Merlin, which like fuck me. I'm like, god damn it, not again.
Anyways, we're almost wrapping up. One
Yeah.
more thing I want to bring up was the Eye of Sauron. So our,
What was this? Was
Have
that?
you never heard of the Irish Sauron?
you hear about the Eye of Sauron? So our friend Daniel, who I happen to be rooming with, he's an athletic dude. He's a good-looking dude, body of a god, right?
Yeah, he's pretty built.
He's pretty built. And so he's got just no shame, right? And he sleeps ass fucking naked.
It's like Roman.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
has ass buck naked, dude. He doesn't give a fuck.
I don't mind
He's
though.
like, hey, yo, Retel, you looking at my dick right now? Just all kinds of shit.
That's some weird shit.
Just, I'm telling you, it gets really homoerotic.
yeah.
And everyone needs to be comfortable with their sexuality on
Yeah.
this trip, or they would not be
Oh
comfortable.
yeah.
And so it's so funny because I one night I was, we're calling it a night, and me and me and Lou and Daniel were all kind of crawling into bed
came
already.
out, yeah.
And so basically our room was set up so there's 2 bunk beds, right? So me and Daniel are both on the bottom bunks. Lou and Ben were both on the top bunks. But Ben was in Boris's room at the time. Just they're shooting the shit and still
Yeah.
hanging out.
I remember.
And
Sounds
so
good
just Ben's light was on, so you had to go up to his bunk to turn it off. And so Lou's just like, yo, can someone turn off Ben's light? And I was gonna do it, and I turned, and Daniel just no hesitation. Yeah, dog, I got it. Gets up and just hops up and bends over. Bends over and turns off the light. And I'm looking him right in the eye, dude. Right in the eye of fucking Sauron.
Oh my god! Why did you look away, man? I guess you wanted to see. Okay.
It was too late,
It was
dude.
too late.
It was too late. It was one of those things where, as I turned, he was already
Oh fuck!
in the position, dude.
I didn't hear about this.
Fucking, and I was just, and my whole life flashed before my eyes, dude. And it was so funny though.
Yeah,
Was it
that's
very
so
hairy?
funny, man.
You know,
You guys
I
had
don't
a
want to out
fun.
him too much, but the man likes to keep a natural bush.
Yeah,
He's got the natural look.
Oh,
going on.
dude, you can see it through the speedo.
Oh my god.
You didn't
Oh,
see
yeah.
it through the
I saw
speedo?
it.
Yeah.
in the hot
it's-
tub. In the hot tub. Yeah,
Oh.
Dan, it's legit speedo.
Yeah,
you know,
he needs to.
he just gets in, one
Sure,
leg
well,
over
yeah,
the other.
I think it's an issue when you love wearing speedos and there's a little bit
Kinda
of black
poking out.
sticking out.
Not a little bit. There's quite a bit
That's a
of
bit.
black sticking out.
Then you just gotta just trim a little bit, and we good.
That's how they do it in Serbia,
That's
dog.
true. That's true. I can't hate.
Oh man, it's just so funny. It's no shame. So at the Motel 6, right? We're checking out like last minute. And so housekeeping already arrives at our door.
Yeah.
And so Daniel, he's still getting dressed. He's literally in just his underwear, nothing else. Right? So we get the knock at the door, housekeeping, right? And Daniel just walks right up, opens the door all the way. And dude, he kind of strikes this pose. He kinda,
Like that.
he's just,
What? You did it on purpose.
oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
He's just like, and he wears briefs, right?
Yeah.
There's just very little left to the imagination. And then just like this old, little Hispanic lady, just, oh, okay.
Oh,
I'll come back. I come back.
Oh. She just backs off
She
completely.
she gives him the full up and down. I saw the whole thing.
Oh, man.
It probably made her day, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
knows?
The things she must have thought, because I was right in the background, kind of like looking right behind him, and I was just, I was just in my underwear, but I had a shirt on, right?
So bad.
It probably looked, the optics were not good. I'm sure.
Yeah. She was definitely some sort of orgy going on in there.
It's like, oh, I need to come with some bleach.
Yeah.
Come back with some fucking bleach, man.
Oh, man.
Oh my god. Anyways, that's all the notes I have. If you guys have
Yeah.
any last final thoughts on
It
the
was
trip?
just an amazing trip, man. Billy did a really good job hosting it. It's a trip
Yeah.
I think we'll never forget for the rest
For
of our
sure.
lives. I won't for sure. It was super magical. It definitely was a little eye-opening trip for us to kind of do things like
We
that
need to-
more often.
we need to do more shit like that.
Maybe
We need
not
to-
as big of a group of obviously because you can't
Yeah.
always haul around to 20
Not
people.
gonna happen
No.
again, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be way
Like,
too
dude,
hard to
even
get
if
too
like
many
if
people.
if I have a bachelor party, I couldn't recruit 20 people, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I can get like 12. But I think that's just like 20 is just like it's such an insane number.
It
So that's
is.
why it was such a special kind of
It
trip,
was,
right?
yeah.
It was really a once. Like I don't know when the next.
Must have felt so
possibility of
crazy
something
for
like that
Billy,
happening.
just like all these groups of friends
all these
from
different circles, right?
Yeah, it must have been pretty insane for you to just have everyone
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm,
That was awesome.
It was hard. Once I got on the ship, I'm like, thank you, everyone's
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like
Everything
I
went
was
smooth.
stressed up until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be like
To be the
honest.
organizer, I'm sure, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Still, motherfuckers still
The
haven't paid
TO.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay them money in the hotel room, man.
Do I owe you?
Yes.
Oh fuck! You know I'm good for it.
I know you're good for it. I know you guys are good for it. It was just like,
Hey,
yeah.
Billy, the moment we walked out of that ship,
because you're sad. It was over. You got
I know,
paid
I was
off.
pretty sad. I was just sad that it was done. To
Yeah,
be honest.
me
It was kind
too.
of like, before we ended off here, I know we got to wrap it up here, but like when you go, I remember even the first few like conventions I used to go to where it was like a really magical little
Oh,
trip.
fuck.
When you come home, it's kind of like, oh, it's all
Yeah.
over sort of thing. That's what I felt like with this trip. It was kind of like,
It's a good
it was like, oh,
comparison.
yeah, it's done. This is it.
Billy, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I gave it 9.5 out of 10. Man.
That's all that matters, dude.
Yeah.
Because it was all about Billy. This whole
Yeah.
trip was all about Billy.
That's the thing.
Glad
because
you had fun.
Funny thing is, for me, it wasn't about me, which is weird. Like that's how I always am, right? I'm always looking out for other people as well. I rarely look out for myself. So I'm like, I was always checking up on people. Hey, you guys having a good time? You guys feeling good? Then you need some
Billy
gravel?
must have asked me for gravel at least 6 times in 3 hours.
Yeah, but you're good. You need some gravel.
Some gravel. And I could tell Billy was concerned about me too because he knew I was sick. He's
Yeah,
like one of the
dude.
few people who knew I was sick. And
I didn't
then
say anything because
most
I'm
people in
like,
the cabin knew I was sick. Lou knew I was sick the whole time because just the way I sounded. Right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was making sure everyone, hopefully Chup and Nick were getting drunk enough. Yash was getting drunk enough.
Yeah,
Hopefully
yeah.
my brothers were good. Because different groups and shit, right? So
Yeah.
it seemed like everyone had a good time.
there's a lot of different groups, but at the same time, there's so much overlap between these groups.
Yeah.
Like the Venn diagram of that group
Yeah.
must have been insane. Very close to a full circle, right?
Yeah.
Because so many people, like obviously, there's 20 of us. Not only are most of us friends with Billy, but most of us are friends with each other too,
Yeah.
right? So there's no awkward moments. Everyone's super chill with each other, and it was such a blast, dude. I'm
Yeah.
glad we were able to do it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna end it off there. This was a
Yes,
marathon
sir.
episode. We got another shit to record after this, so
123 is not that bad.
123. We made it through.
10 minutes more than we
Give
usually.
the people a good show.
Give the people a good show.
I mean, we were
way
here for
last
2 weeks,
Yeah, we were supposed to get
Retel's
the
card.
finale of. We're supposed to get the finale of MNF up, dude. What happened?
Don't worry, it's gonna get up, dog. By
gonna
the
get
time
up?
this episode's up, it's probably yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Retel's card.
Anyways, that's gonna be it for episode 96 of the Top Tier Podcast. Again, we are putting up Patreon exclusive videos starting in June.
Finally.
So starting in June, I'm gonna make a video for this trip, and I'm gonna put in. You want to see me up on stage with a magician? It's gonna be up there. Our Avalon matches. Hopefully, we'll get at least 1 or 2 up there,
We have a couple.
and I'll edit in kind of like a good little montage. It'll be really entertaining.
Yeah,
I hope.
I'm looking forward to
And
that.
just kind of reward, because a lot of people have been supporting us with this show just with no benefits other than the fact that they just want to support us. So I want to make this for you guys. Anyways, thanks Billy, thanks Behr, thanks again to you guys. Peace out.